Guys, so as you can see here, I'm pulling out my juicer, and there's a couple of things that I want to show you now that are really important when you're juicing. So you want to make sure that you have a cup, obviously, to put your juice in. This is the cup that came with my juicer personally. So the top here, obviously there's a place to filter out your juice, and yeah, so follow the instructions on your juicer. It should tell you exactly what to do. This is the machine part of the juicer that actually has a motor. I'm going to plug that in there. And this is the part at the back where all of the shavings of the vegetables go. That is the top of the juicer, which I'm going to put in there and connect that to the back. Then we have the top inside, which actually shreds the vegetables down to actually make juice. And then we have the little top that expels the juice. Then I have the crusher and the top, which that goes inside, and that is going to go on top of the juicer. Then I'm going to lock that baby in there. Just make sure that's nice and sealed and tight. Lock that in. And now you can see that I've set up the juicer successfully. I love this container. It has these little spikes that just take the foam right out of your juice. I've decided to use purple kale from the supermarket, and I like to usually wash my vegetables with filtered water, but here I'm using tap water for the demonstration. So please, if you have filtered water, you will want to use that. Now I am just putting the kale into the juicer on setting 1. And you can choose to change the setting from 1 to 2. Obviously 2 is a better setting because kale is pretty harsh, and you're going to want to make sure that you get as much juice out of the kale as you can. I also decided to use cucumber as well too because it has a high water content. So it kind of helps with the kale because kale is very harsh to drink. Now that the juice is done, I am just going to clean off the juicer a bit. And you want to make sure that you drink this juice right away as soon as you juice it. Don't wait. If you need to wait, put a little thing over it so that you can put it in the fridge and drink it later. I always use the shavings that are left over to make tea. I don't throw them out. Talking about what you put in your system. As you can see, you just watched the video, how to construct and how to compile a juicer. Very simple. Now, juicing is amazing because juicing cleanses your body and it gives you the ability to combat inflammation in your body. Inflammation can happen for a number of reasons. But the main reason why inflammation happens, for example, I'm not into gluten. I don't eat gluten. I try to stay very far away from it because it doesn't agree with my body. And because it doesn't agree with my body and it causes inflammation in my body, I don't eat it. Certain foods can cause inflammation in your body. certain acidic foods, certain spicy foods, sugars, pasta, wheat, anything that pushes your body to an extent where it's causing some sort of pain in your body, like you eat it and then you feel pain, that's a form of inflammation. Inflammation can happen from pushing your body too hard. Some people push their body way too hard, and that's why I encourage people to listen to their bodies, and whatever your body's telling you, listen to it, because it's very important. So let's jump in right to it. I just made my juice. Now, it's kale and cucumber, which kale is, but the good thing about kale, and I'll tell you this right now, there's two reasons why, especially if you're a woman, you want to take this. Even if you're a man too, it's fine. You can take it. I primarily think kale is, you know, besides spinach, kale is a really great vegetable because it's carnivorous, if you know what I mean. So it's very similar to broccoli and cauliflower, and it has that gritty kind of taste to it. So it's very good for your uterus, very good to obtain iron. So iron obviously can come from a number of things. Red meat, certain beans have iron in them. When it comes to vegetables, leafy greens are great because what it does is it combats dark circles under your eyes. And dark circles under your eyes can obviously be covered up by makeup. It can be covered up. So I use kale and I use cucumber. Well, I use cucumber in this set because I had it in my fridge. So if you have something in your fridge, especially, I'm not saying like use things that are going bad, but if you have something that's been sitting in your fridge for, let's say, a few weeks, no, a few weeks is too long. Let's say like a few days, then you're gonna wanna use that to juice it. Another thing that you might have also noticed in my video, the stuff that's left over, like when you juice, you're juicing, there's remnants left over from the actual vegetable, and you'll see it right here. And this is something that I don't throw out. Even on the top, if you'll notice, there was a little bit of stuff left on top of the juicer inside. I try to use all of that and I put it in a pot. And what I do with that pot is I go ahead and I make tea with that. So all I do is I take that I put all of my bits and pieces from the vegetable, because it's all been juiced out. I believe there's still nutrients in it, and I still use it to the max. Like I use it all the way out until there's nothing left. Okay, so that's what I believe in. I believe in using it all up. I got my Career Woman cup, and it says the Career Woman checklist for success, and it says look like a lady, act like a man, work like a dog. Anyway, I thought that was an interesting cup. So we got our check. Yep. Green stuff. Yummy. Here's my green stuff. And I'm just gonna drink it now, okay? Ready? It's a bit harsh. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not gonna lie to you, it doesn't really taste good, but it's an acquired taste. So over time, you should be able to, if you're an alcoholic, no, not if you're an alcoholic, if you like to drink and you can like down things very easily, then this is gonna be like super easy for you. I actually haven't had green juice in a really long time. Oh, it's never ending. Ah, there we are. See, there's still some foam in here, so I'll probably pour it back and not pour as much because I really don't like the foam. The foam is like gross. Guys, you don't have to drink the foam. Guys and girls, you don't have to drink the foam. Okay, that's it. So just drink the rest of this. All right. So we just did the juicing. Now, there's some things that I want to tell you, okay? If you have a juicer at home, great. If you don't have a juicer at home, please go out and buy one, because you will really do yourself a favor, especially in your fitness regimen, okay? Anybody who's interested in learning how to really kickstart their workout plan really needs to buy a juicer. But I will put it in the description at the bottom. I will get the name of it and I will put it in the description so that you can use the one that I use if you'd like. It works for me very well. This is I think it's my second juicer now. The first juicer I had, the first one I had was one that I had for 5 years, and it lasted me for a fairly good amount of time. Yours should last you a while. Mine, it just ended up breaking down over time, which happens to machines. They tend to break down over time. My juicer right now that I have is a great juicer because it has 2 speeds, so it has a lower speed and has a higher speed. And also, I love this juicer because it gives you like the right instructions on how to do things. It also came with a booklet on ideas for juicing and stuff like that, which I'll share with you. I'll do a number of different videos on different things that you can juice, because some people, they get a juicer and they don't know how to use a juicer. They're like, what is a juicer? I've never used a juicer in my life. It's fairly simple. If you read the instructions, it will tell you exactly what to do. I decided to add this video because juicing is something that I've done for a number of years, and I've seen that it's helped me with my belly fat, like, you know, cutting down my belly fat. It's very important because a lot of the waste that we hold in our stomach is waste that accumulates over time. And what juicing does is it cleanses out the bowels. It cleanses out the digestive tract, which I know a lot of people don't like to talk about it because they're like, ew, I don't want to talk about that. That's gross. But it's something that you need to talk about, because if you fail to talk about things like that, then you're just, again, sabotaging yourself. And, you know, the whole idea is not just to buy a gym membership and go to the gym and expect results. You need to do a whole bunch of other things in your fitness regimen in order to see the results. And that is why I created this series. So going back to the juicer, I just want to, you know, make sure that I cover everything. If you don't have a juicer, please go out and buy one. If you have a juicer, please start using it, because it's something that is really going to change your life. Now, recommendations that I have for you. If you're just starting out to have a juicer, or you don't have one and you haven't been using one, my recommendation is go to the grocery store every day. Now, a lot of people might say, I don't want to have to go to the grocery store every day. It's too much for me. Listen, there's going to be sacrifices that you're going to have to make in your fitness plan. I'm not going to sit here, I'm not going to lie to you and say, oh, don't worry, everything's going to be fine. Just go on my program, go to the gym, and everything will be fine. No, there's steps that need to be taken. Okay, and that means going to the supermarket, going there, purchasing fresh vegetables. If you've had vegetables sitting in your fridge for, I don't know, like 3 weeks or a week, sorry, that garbage. You want fresh. Everything should be fresh in your fridge. Fresh, ready to go, ready to be juiced. When I come home, I like to take my vegetables out of the plastic bag. I know plastic is horrible, and that's a whole different video on plastic in itself. I like to take them out, rinse them off, make sure you thoroughly rinse off your vegetables and put them in a glass container, or put them in some sort of container that isn't plastic or outside of a plastic bag. And this way, when you're ready to use your vegetables, they're already ready to go. I like to clean them off a second time as well too. That's just me. You don't have to do that, but that's personally what I do. What I've been saying about the juicing. So make sure that you go every day to the supermarket to get yourself some fresh vegetables. How often should you juice? You should be juicing at least, at the very minimum, if you're just starting out, I would say 5 days a week. If you could do 7, do 7 days. If you could do 5 days, do 5 days. I'm gonna be honest with you. When I have a program, I'm gonna put you on the program, you're gonna be on the program, and we're gonna kickstart you, which means you're gonna see results tomorrow. That's what I want. I want you to start. I'm not saying you're gonna see results to the point where you're like, oh my God, I've reached my goal. I look amazing. No. It's gonna take time, but we're starting to get there. So if you're juicing 5 days a week and you have a meal plan, check out my meal plans and stuff. I'm gonna be putting them up. So just keep following, keep checking me out. I'm gonna be creating these meal plans. If you get onto one of my meal plans, and if you're interested in a meal plan, even though they're not produced yet online, you can always contact me. I got tons of social media. Just contact me and say, hey G, I've been looking at your social media, I've been looking at your videos, and I'm really interested in knowing about making a plan for you to put me on one of your food plans. And I will definitely put you on one of my food plans. With my food plan comes the juicing. The juicing is not easy. If you have a very sensitive stomach to greens, I highly suggest you to ease into it. Somebody who has 5 days a week is for somebody who has a strong stomach. If you have a strong stomach and you're able to guzzle down anything, as if you're on Fear Factor, how you watch Fear Factor and they have all the, all those funky things that they eat, and they can just guzzle it down like nothing, then go ahead, jump into it. The first week, do 5 days. If you can't do that and you're just starting out, try it out 2 to 3 times a week. Make sure that, if you can do it on an empty stomach, that's even great. If you can't, eat something and then try to drink it. But the whole idea is to work yourself up to 5 days. It's just like anything else. You're not just going to jump right into it and boom, there we go. It's going to be something that you gradually work into. So make sure that you have some water beside you if you can't stomach that down, okay? Also make sure that your vegetables are fresh. Don't go and juice something that has been old, rotting, sitting there, it smells funny, and then you go and drink it. Because what ends up happening is the longer something sits in your fridge, chemical reactions start to happen. I'm not a chemist. I don't know everything about chemistry. I'm sure there's chemists out there that can tell you. In my personal opinion, and in this case, my opinion only matters right now because I want the best for you and I want the best for myself. I highly, highly, highly recommend that you do not use vegetables that have been sitting in your fridge longer than 3 days. If your vegetables have been sitting in your fridge for longer than 3 days, throw it out, okay? And that goes as well for the container after you juice. There is vegetable debris left over. Those vegetable debris, what I end up doing with those debris is I put them in a pot, cover the pot with a cover, a non-plastic cover, glass cover, put it in the fridge. And that night, like tonight, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take that pot, I'm gonna put some filtered water into it, and then I'm gonna put it on the fire, on the stove. I'm gonna let it cook, and then I'm gonna drink it. And for me, it's really helped with, again, inflammation in the body. Another thing also is dairy causes a lot of inflammation in your body because of the mucus. There's mucus. When you're drinking milk or you have cheese or anything dairy, ice cream, what ends up happening is all here gets full of mucus. And I don't know the exact reason why that happens. It's just based on my experience, what I've experienced. There's probably something in the milk that causes the mucus to happen in your body. And I think it's because I think your body has some sort of mechanism that protects your body, and the mucus is what that does. But anyways, enough about that. Get that mucus out of your body by alkalining your body. And alkaline is leafy greens, vegetables, and that's really what's going to make your skin better. It's going to get rid of all the dark circles under your eyes. It's also going to help slim down your stomach, because slimming down your stomach can be something very difficult for a lot of people. That's pretty much the juicing techniques that I have for you. If you have any questions, please comment below. Follow me on social media. I'm going to be coming out with more videos as always, so stay tuned for more. Thanks for watching. I love juicing. Juicing is amazing. Juice for better